Howdy folks, and welcome back to Harris Maker Shop. I'm Jason. I'm the hand you'll see in the video. If this is your first time here, I appreciate you clicking on this video. And if you're someone who's watched some of my videos before, I appreciate you coming back. Today we got a round of Black Locust with turned out to look like cotton candy resin on it. It's a pink and a blue that once it cured, it kind of looked like what you'd see at a state fair or whatnot that your kids are craving, asking you for. Turned out to be a fun turn. I had some difficulties with a void, but you'll see that a little bit later. It kind of gave the bowl an interesting plume of smoke, maybe. But it was pretty nice. It still turned out good, so I hope you enjoy. If at the end of the video you think I deserve it, I'd love to get a subscribe and maybe a like. If you really dig it, share it with your friends. Or if you have any questions or want to know something, like to see me try something, or have any suggestions on things I could do better, please feel free to leave a comment. I watch a few other turners, Pole Barn Productions, Ken Moon over at Moon Pie Creations, and I always see them turning their hybrid blanks with normal high-speed steel tools. Here I'm using a Carter & Son 5/8 bull gouge, and man, when I try this out, it really I get chip out like crazy. Either my tools are not sharp enough, but I just sharpened it, or my technique's not right. So I try it with this for a little while. I eventually go back to the negative rake scrapers from Easy Wood Tools, the roughing scraper, and eventually the finishing tool. They just cut much better. I get a lot less chip out, a lot less frustration, a lot less big chunks of plastic. You notice on the blank I've got about maybe quarter inch, an eighth of an inch of resin on the bottom. When I put this in the 5-gallon bucket for it to cure, it must have landed at an angle, and the glue didn't set all the way or stick completely. Just a waste of resin. That stuff's expensive. I use the Total Boat resin. It's not cheap, but it kills me turning away and just turning that into dust. I mentioned the chip out I was getting earlier. You notice when I stopped the blank, just kind of take a look at things and how badly that bottom's been chipped out. I'm going to turn it away anyways, but all those shards just flying out, trying to get you. I'd mentioned at the beginning of the video that this blank comes up with some kind of like a smoke plume. Here you'll see the void I had. I thought I videoed it, but something happened to the file. I put about 100 more grams of resin in here that didn't quite match up the colors perfectly. It still looks cool, but it's something I have to change. I would do this. This thing was probably, I don't know, an inch deep maybe. Big void. Not too sure where it came from. Notice a little void in the wood bark inclusion. Not a real big problem, just filled out with Woodturner's best friend, little AC glue or super glue, tinted black on here. Takes care of it. Sorry about that camera angle. If I'm going to continue making these videos, I really should invest in a better way to remember where my camera is, or get a cameraman. Maybe, I don't know. Well, if you made it this far, about 7 minutes in, I appreciate you sticking with me. You think I deserve it? As we turn this ball around, click that like button, subscribe button. If there's something you'd like to see or any feedback you got for me, leave a comment. That'd be awesome. If you really like it, share it with your friends. I'd much appreciate it. Really help me grow this channel. As we turn this bowl around, you'll really get to see what this thing starts looking like. It really turns out to be a nice looking bowl. That light wood in the middle of the bowl is just a wood spacer to take up some volume, so I'm not using as much resin. So I thought I'd go back to my Carter & Sons 5/8 bowl gouge. If you're interested in the tools I'm using, I'll have links down in the description. I'm not affiliated with anybody, so that's me no good if you click on them or not, but it's an easy link, and they're good tools. I like them. You might like them too. You see all that chip out I'm getting again inside that bowl. I think at this time I changed out the tips off camera, put a fresh finishing bit in a fresh roughing bit, both negative rake. That's fine that they help with the chip out, but obviously it doesn't eliminate it. It just has eliminated catches for the most part. Um, Also saw at this time that my chuck was coming loose for some reason. First time that's ever happened to me, so I had to tighten that back down. Not too sure why I was doing that. Must have running in reverse, so it's odd. Starting to get to the bottom of the bowl, and I start thinking about how flat that bottom is. So I grab a 1, 2, 3 block. Kind of helps me take a visual of how flat that bottom is. Time for everyone's favorite part, a little bit of sanding. I think I only show you here probably the 80 and maybe even the 120 grits, and I spare you the hours of sanding. Maybe not hours, but quite a while to get through. From 80 to 600 is typically what I do. And on this one, since there's a lot of resin, I also did some wet sanding with the microfiber pads up to about 3,200 grit. After we get all sanded up to about 320 here, I start putting on my, it's becoming my favorite finish is the Total Boat UV resin. Puts a nice finish on there. It seals up, fills in any gaps, and with the UV light, it just takes minutes, or it's even faster if I take the bowl off and throw it out in the sun for a bit. It just works really well. I like it. One of the cool things about Black Locust is it glows under a UV light. Don't know why. Regular Locust doesn't do it, but Black Locust does. Kind of looks cool. Not that everyone has a black light lying around their house that they're going to put the bowl under, but it's just kind of cool when I'm trying to cure that resin, seeing it start to glow. So after I've put the first coat of the UV resin on, let it cure. As you notice, I took the bowl off the lathe and baked in the sun for a while. Come back and I sand it all down so it's smooth again. And in a lot of places, I'm back down to wood. So we're just using some Zinsser's shellac sanding sealer here to seal up that wood before we move on to the rest of the sanding. After we finish up buffing the inside of the bowl, it's time to turn this thing around and put it on the cold chucks to turn away the tenon. If you watch any of my other videos, you know this is not my favorite part of the turning, but this one went well. Nothing went flying off this time, so that's always a plus. Pretty uneventful. Everything worked out well for me, luckily. Made it all the way through the video. I want to thank you for your time. Here's another video that I think you might like of a turning I've done. So give that one a view, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.